Over the weekend, the United States military and the Israeli Defense Forces continued Operation Epic Fury very successfully.
$14 billion. That figure wasn't printed in the vaults of central banks. It is the market value of every drop of blood spilled in a single 24-hour window. We often allow the curtains of politics to blind us, believing wars are fought for ideology, homeland, or sovereignty. But the reality is far more brutal. War is the most lucrative business model in human history. Every shard of shrapnel tearing through a body represents a sales invoice paid in advance. The inferno ignited between the Zionist entity, the United States, and Tehran is nothing more than a live showroom, a bloody catalogue for the merchants of death. The moment the first shots rang out, Lockheed Martin's stock feasted on the carnage. Driven by the demand for F-35 fighters, it surged 4%, closing at $676.70 and reaping $5.5 billion in value. RTX swallowed $17 billion on a 5% spike, while Northrop Grumman tore off $5.8 billion with a 6% jump. Death is a growth industry. Palantir climbed 6%. L3Harris and General Dynamics bloated with profit. Even European firms like Rheinmetall and Leonardo are sharpening their knives to carve up the defense budgets of 2026. Simultaneously, the machinery of war incinerates $6,000 every single second, $5 billion evaporated in operational costs alone, 3 or 4 fighter jets pulverized, 2,500 missiles and warships swallowed by the void. Add a zero to the destruction of infrastructure, and you begin to see the true hemorrhage of the global economy.
Now you add that up to all of the other things, Midnight Hammer, getting rid of the nuclear threat from Iran, which was a big moment in history, in my opinion.
At the height of this bleeding, specifically on March 6, 2026, the doors of the White House closed for a clandestine meeting. Donald Trump met with 7 emperors of death, the CEOs of RTX, Boeing, Honeywell, and others. The directive was chilling. Quadruple the production of advanced weaponry immediately. The goal wasn't to end the war, but to feed the grinder, replacing the missiles swallowed by Iranian skies and stockpiling for an uncertain, darker future. Behind cold numbers, illusions are sold. 20 years ago, Abdul Fattah Hawass wrote in Al-Mujtama magazine, "No condolences for those who pay the bill." He exposed the rosy feasibility studies presented to global decision makers. They depict the toppling of regimes and the occupation of nations as a desert stroll or a space odyssey. They are blinded by their own machinery, delusional enough to believe no will exists to resist their projects. But reality lies in wait to turn their dreams into black nightmares. Today, the scene repeats. The arrogance of the machines shatters against the hardness of reality. The tragedy is that the planners never pay the bill. It is settled with the remains of the people and the nation standing in the path of danger. Then how is this grinder operating through a cheap economic trap? The trap lies in the attrition. Tehran floods the sky with primitive fiber drones, machines that cost less than a 10-year-old Korean used car. To bring down this junk, the West and the Zionist entity are forced to fire interceptors that cost more than the most luxurious Rolls-Royce. This absurdity isn't a military failure, it is financial engineering. It ensures the gears of arms factories are kept turning. Tehran has tens of thousands of these drones. Its material loss is incomparable to its opponents. Thus, it is foolish to believe the rhetoric regarding the Strait of Hormuz is merely regional politics. The threat of choking the strait is a gambling casino for hedge funds to speculate on the destruction of the Middle East. Brent crude surged violently, adding $6.05, a 7.8% jump. WTI stabbed the markets with a $5.31 increase, 7.5%. In cold blood, insurance companies tore up war risk policies, sending the cost of oil tankers exploding past $400,000 a day for a suicide mission. Gas shipping rates turned predatory, spiking by 40%. deceptive storefront? Who are the true masters of this slaughterhouse? The winners aren't found in political war rooms. They are the shale oil producers in America, Venezuela, and Brazil. Behind them stands the ultimate financial mafia, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. Their only language is liquidity. They own Exxon, Chevron, and the missile factories. They control the screens that wash the world's brains. They execute the manufacturing of consent, warned of by Noam Chomsky. Their media creates the enemy, the bloodthirsty cheer for war, and the missiles are sold. Their only nightmare is regional integration. To abort any embryo of unity, technology is harnessed to tear the geography of the Middle East apart. While the emperor's bank accounts swell, nations pay the bill in hard figures, not just words. A single Patriot missile devours $4 million. A THAAD interceptor swallows $12 million. The naval SM-3 obliterates $18 million in the blink of an eye. Here is the Strait of Hormuz, the world's artery that once pumped 20 million barrels a day. Today, that artery is constricted. Flow is plummeting. Supertankers are coming to a halt out of fear of the unknown. Insurance costs? Up fivefold. Tanker rentals? Rocketed from $63,000 to over $300,000 a day. Crude has breached the $90 barrier. Ports are choked with 300% congestion as ships flee the Gulf in search of safer alternative routes. This is an economic earthquake. International reports confirm that hundreds of billions in Gulf investments in the West are now under review. Under the weight of war, the old calculations no longer hold. Now that the masks of false politics have fallen, and it is clear that the American Zionist war on Iran is merely a case study for the robbery of the century, one question echoes in the void. What is the real price we have paid? Is it our drained wealth, our derailed visions, or have we lost something far more profound? Tell us what you think in the comments.